What is up, everyone? It's Sunday night's late night agenda. As always, I'm your host Craig and you're very welcome along to tonight's show. I can see that the chat is nice and full already, which is always good. I know I say this time and time again, but I'm always so nervous before I come on, turn my computer on, we have the show scheduled. Still to this day, we've been going now 20 months or so, and I'm always nervous there's going to be nobody here when I turn on the computer, but thankfully you guys saved me that blush, if that's the right word, every single night, and I'm buzzing. Top of the league, how could you not be happy with that? Brushed aside Arsenal yesterday 3-1, City went to Bournemouth and won today 3-1, Spurs lost at home to Newcastle, Wolves salvaged a last minute draw at home to Burnley. So much for us to talk about, ladies and gents. We'll talk about the stream title tonight as well. You know, it's your show. We can talk about whatever the hell you want. I can see Carl's in Domestic Butler. How are you, sir? Must be a very busy time of the year for you. Obviously, August, bank holiday weekend. I can only imagine in your industry, buddy, how busy you must be. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope we're all keeping well. I'm flying. I'm really, really happy. How could I not be? Liverpool is sitting pretty after 3 wins. Top of the motherfucking league, ladies and gents. Oh yeah, by the way, there will be swearing. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like swearing. I always say this at the start of the streams. There's going to be a lot of swearing. What have we got? Anthony Cronin's in. Kev's LFC Artwork's in. Dublin's Finest is in. I love reading that out. Dublin's Finest. Can we call you Dublin's second finest? I'd like to consider myself up there, mate. You know, when we're talking about dubs. It's really funny. No matter how long I live outside of Dublin, everywhere I live, I'm known as like the Dub, the Jackeen. You know, that kind of thing. Like, Stephen Booker, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Scotty's in as well. Tom Jones is in. Trev's in. Again, just want to say thank you yesterday to Douglas James Horn, who popped on for a chat after the game against Arsenal. And you know what, after chatting with Douglas, I really enjoyed it and I thought he had some really good points, and we're going to get him involved in some of our podcasts going forward. So Douglas James Horn's voice is one that you will be hearing as time goes on, so that's great news for me. Absolutely delighted to have him on board. Revenge KB said from Carlo, how are you, mate? Welcome. Wow, I'm surrounding myself here. Dublin, Carlow, Wexford, Wicklow, Waterford. I mean, I'm absolutely just hemmed in at this point. Tom Crisis, how are you, buddy? Heather's in as well. All the hellos have been done. Look, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know that's what you want to talk about, ladies and gents. There's a reason it's in the stream title tonight. You guys know I love an old bullshit rumour from time to time when I speak about them often enough. Well, the Spanish media are off already with their ridiculous nonsense around our players. Heaven forbid Liverpool should go on a couple of win streak with a couple of wins in a row without El Don Ballon coming in and trying to piss all over our cornflakes. So Don Ballon are saying now that Barcelona are considering making a move for Trent Alexander-Arnold. How many ways can we think up here? And let's try and be inventive. I want to get the stream off to a good start. How many inventive ways can we think of telling Don Ballon to go and fuck themselves? I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm going to let you be creative on this one. You know me, I'm brash, I'm blunt, I get straight to the point, but this is your show. So how can we tell Don Ballon and anybody else in Spain, Barcelona or whoever it might be, that there is more chance of me showing up with a David Luiz haircut tomorrow than there is of them signing Trent Alexander motherfucking Arnold? I'll leave it up to you fine people to come up with one. Boy is in the chat as well. How are you, mate? Welcome. Leicester sitting pretty in the Champions League spots, mate. You messaged me about that one earlier on. Not gonna lie, I'm delighted for you. I don't mind Leicester as a football club whatsoever. Time Crisis said Barcelona have no money. Yeah, you're right, mate. I mean, they are doing everything. They're looking behind the sofa to try and find some loose change now to try and get that rolling fool from PSG, Neymar. Owen Wright said they're only making these stories up because their league is dead. Yeah, I'm actually I've been watching the Barcelona Betis game and it was on ITV4. I mean, don't get me wrong. Great that free football's on the television, but you know, whoever sold the Spanish TV rights, and I do know that 11 or whatever it was, I think went under who had the rights, but yeah, I mean, it's great for us. You get to see it free on television like that, but yeah, it's not a great league, isn't it, when you're watching it on ITV4 for free? You wouldn't get that shit with the Premier League, ladies and gents. It's a simple word, said Anthony Davis. No. And I get you, mate. No is right. And I'm here with the no. What's fuck off in Spanish, said Will. I don't speak Spanish, mate. I'm barely able to speak English. El Shitico, said Lily the kindergartner. He's a scouser for life, said Andy Panda. Absolutely. He's not going anywhere, mate. Not going anywhere. Dave Kessler said United a point off relegation. Ollie's at the wheel, mate. You know what I mean? How does it feel with Mr. Fraud at the wheel? Fuck him. Mate, fuck him. In the words of the great Dave Henry, fuck him. Fuck United. Let them have him. They've got their £85 million fraud of a centre-back. Well, look, I'm being a bit harsh there with fraud. He's a decent Premier League centre-back, but state some of his stuff yesterday. And I'm getting fed up with this, comparing Aaron Wan-Bissaka nonsense to Trent as well. I've said it time and time again. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will go on and have a good career. Be a very good right back, but Trent Alexander-Arnold, he is not. Domestic Butler said, why would Trent want to go to a second-rate club when he's at the best club? Do you know what I mean? He's at a club, mate, that doesn't fall apart when the going gets tough. You know, rock up to Anfield, all cocky with your 3-0 win. Let me introduce you to Big Cock Divock and Gino and Yaldum. Game over. Messi goes home crying. You know the rest, ladies and gents. Trev said, give us 500 million and Lionel Messi and we'll consider it. I wouldn't even take it, mate. Do you know what? Well, no, that'd be steal. Of course I would. 500 million, but I don't want anybody to replace Trent. I love him. Far Isle said El Clasico. Far Isle might have some news actually that interests you in a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if it'll make your life easier or won't affect it at all, but I do have something that I'm going to talk about. Will said, if Barca do come up with a bid, just reply with 3 words. Corner taken quickly. I like it, Will. I like it. That's the best one so far, my friend. Holly's steering the Titanic, said MKR. Maul just said, just held on Ballon and Barca. 4-0. 4-0, motherfuckers. 4-0. What do we got? Boya said it was a great day. Yeah, I can imagine. For Leicester, mate, really good. Sitting in the Champions League places. Look, a long way to go. As in, like me talking about us being top means nothing at this point in the season. There's a long, long way to go. But it could be worse. Do you know what I mean? You could be Spurs. Could be Spurs, showing your new stadium. Harry Kane, England striker, the godsend that is him. What is it about Harry Kane in August? Doesn't score in August. Doesn't like August for some reason. Somebody pointed that out to me actually. He's shite in August and September apparently. Far Isle said, Trent's at a club where he eats pressure for sweets. Bars and melt like chocolate in a microwave. Can honestly say, hand on heart, Dave, I've never put chocolate in a microwave, mate. I'd be the type of person, if I wanted to melt chocolate, mate, I'd put it, on a pot. Hot water underneath. But look, that's not what we're talking about. We're here to talk about Trent motherfucking Arnold and the fact that he ain't going anywhere near Barcelona and that Don Ballon and all the other Spanish media outlets can just do one. Ella said, Trent said he wants to captain Liverpool one day, so he ain't going anywhere. I'm with you, Ella. He's not going anywhere. You're right, mate. Domestic Butler said, not that I'd sell, but how much is Trent worth? It's a good question. Do you know what? For a bit of fun, let's play What's Trent Worth? What's Trent worth? I don't know. What is he worth? 20 years of age. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is worth 50 million. Can't argue about that because that's what they paid for him. So Trent, 70 to 80 million. Is that fair? I think that's about fair. 70 to 80 million sounds reasonable for me. UK lad said Kane is far too passive. I'm impatient when bacon chocolate won't melt. Yeah, I'll get you, mate. Spain's glint has dulled and they seem to know it. 110 million. Nice. Said, God, that's a difficult name to pronounce. Quixotic Gamer. Is that right? Sorry if I'm wrong. Anthony reckons 150. Callum Talksperm. Talksprem. Oh, that goes to show you where my mind is, Callum, mate. I'm reading out your name as Talksperm. It's Talksprem, mate. I'm so sorry. Rob Shepherd, 5-2, Bettis just scored. 100 million, said Mr. A. Revenge KB said 75 million, 55 million, 55 million for Mrs. Mad. I think somewhere around that 70 to 80 million mark is probably realistic. Not that we're ever going to have to sell him because he ain't going anywhere. So much to get through tonight. Did you guys see Gary Neville? I think it was... who was it? It was one of the Anfield rap lads. I think it was Andy Heaton. Posted up a picture of Gary Neville's car, his Bentley, his pride and joy, his Bentley, what is it? It's a Bentley Jeep getting towed from outside the Anfield area before or around the game against Arsenal. It was a beautiful sight, I'm not going to lie. He can well afford it now, to be fair, but he parked in double yellows. And Mr. Heaton was very right to point out, he said, hey, Gary, do you need a lift tomorrow, mate? And there was a picture of his car getting towed. You love to see it, don't you? You love to see it. Shane Buckley reckons 200 million. Dave Kessler worth 85 million and a set of tracksuits. Callum Talks Prem said, oh Craig, Callum Talks Prem. Sorry mate. Oh, I don't know where my head was at when I read that out. It must have been after that True Geordie video that I watched yesterday. Has anybody seen it? Did anyone get a chance to watch the True Geordie video? I nailed it. Fair play to him. He absolutely fronted up, got roasted by his mates over the WhatsApp messages, and you know what? It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fair fucks. By Tottenham losing today made my weekend, said Casper. Yeah, they did everything but score. They absolutely battered Newcastle at times, but just couldn't score, and that's why they don't have a Sadio Mane, a Mohamed Salah, or a Bobby Firmino. They do have Harry Kane, but as I just said, he doesn't like August. That bobblehead on the right is hilarious. That is me, mate. That is my caricature, don't you know? I think it's probably scale as well. Do you know what I mean? The head is quite big. The old noggin is big for the little body. But yeah, that was done by LFC Cartoons Dave, a friend on Twitter. And he did it for me a long time ago in my favourite kit. Robertson or Mane? I don't know what the question is, mate. Robertson or Mane what? Who would I like to fuck? I'd probably be more of an Andy Robertson man. Do you know what I mean? The stamina and that. But if it's who do I prefer as a player, it's a strange one because you're talking about two different positions. Skillers, how are you, mate? Welcome in as well. 210 record said, don't Barca have to pay Liverpool more money if they go after one of our players? I'm not sure when that one runs out. Was it 2020? Am I right on that one? There was some agreement in place, I believe. You're right. Christopher Byrne said, true Geordie took that like a man, didn't shy away from it, made it into a bit of fun. Top lad that he is. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We were all sitting wondering how we would play this one out, and it was brilliant. Absolutely class. I definitely recommend you watching the video if you haven't watched it yet. The man is a legend, an absolute legend. Fair play to him. I'd love to think that I'd be able to take it that well, but I probably wouldn't be as creative as he is, which is, why he is where he is, as well as being as talented as he is. So much to get through. Timo Werner, ladies and gentlemen, Timo Werner has signed a new 4-year contract with RB Leipzig, which seems very, very, very odd to me from his perspective. From RB Leipzig's perspective, his contract was running down. He could have signed or could have agreed or signed a pre-contract agreement with clubs outside of Germany from January and could have walked on a free at the end of next season. And he's after signing a new deal there. Now, apparently, from what I've been told or what I've read, there's a release clause of €30 million there or thereabouts in that new contract for Timo Werner. Why? I don't get why on earth he signed it. Is he just being really loyal to RB Leipzig and protecting his value for the club? If so, fair play. He needs to be commended for that. But you got to admit, it's quite naive. He could have walked at the end of the season, got himself a huge chunk of cash to sign on somewhere, and RB Leipzig would have lost an asset for free, but he signed on. I've no idea what his wages are. I'm sure he's been well looked after, but interesting. Very interesting indeed. I would love to get my hands on that contract to see what the little details are on it. Anthony Cronin said Werner signed the deal. No! Yeah, €30 million buyout clause though, Anthony. If that is the case, it's still fairly reasonable for anybody who might want to go and get him. Maul said, going to school tomorrow, Craig. Say something to rid me of the coming depression. Honestly, you'll look back on your school days, Maul, as some of the best days of your life, pal. Honestly, enjoy them. Just have fun. Do your best and just have some fun. Joshua said, the thing is, True Geordie took the piss out of it. It's great, isn't it? You gotta love him for that. Domestic Butler, what's our best thing and our weak thing after 3 games, if I'm being honest? Right, best thing? Bobby Firmino. Oh, I can't get enough of the man. I absolutely love him. And the fact that our press is back on point. I've been very impressed with that. Our worst thing? What is our worst thing from the first 3 games? The fact that we haven't kept a clean sheet. Although I'm still not one that buys into our defence not being up to par yet or not being great. I mean, there are little things there, alright, but yeah, I'm being picky, but probably the fact we haven't kept a clean sheet. Did anybody see the nonsense that Sky posted up? I'm gonna pull it up from my Twitter account while I'm on the stream here, just so I can correctly talk you through this absolute fucking 50 Premier League games without being dribbled past. It was an incredible run by Virgil van Dijk, but Nicolas Pepe has made his mark. And then they put up a picture of Pepe like this with a big 50 beside him. Made his fucking mark. So that's what we're at now. Dribbling past Virgil van Dijk is an award now, a trophy. Enough to get, he's made his mark. He did fucking nothing except shit the bed when he was clean through against Adrian. And they're coming on saying he made his mark. Virgil van Dijk, he got past him, and then Van Dijk got back in line with him, and nothing happened. So we're giving out awards now for dribbling past Virgil van Dijk, but Harry Maguire is getting man of the match for doing fuck all in games. Sky need to get their shit together, honestly. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing stuff. The fact that somebody was paid to come up with that nonsense and post it, not great. And as for the old Arsenal fans, I'm not even going to name a channel. You know who I'm talking about. Some of the nonsense that's come out from that place as well after the game. You see the video. I don't even want to talk you through the video. Just look at, is it Ty, is that his name? Just look at his video after the game. Basically wanting an award because they got a goal. They got a goal. Well done. They got a goal. Saying something like, Liverpool fans were saying, oh, we're gonna beat them. We're so confident. They're so arrogant. And we scored against them. Yeah, motherfucker, you scored against us, still got your ass handed to you, still went home with your tail between your legs, like you always do when you come to Anfield. And year after year, we have to listen to Mr. Dublin Initials giving it this and the Arsenal fans giving it that. They come to Anfield, do fuck all, go home with their tail between their legs, realise they've no midfield, their defence is shit, and still go on talking about their attack. What did Aubameyang do yesterday? What did he do? Fuck all? What did Pepe do? Did he score? No. Did fuck all? Lacazette? Nah, fuck all. Who scored the goal? Torreira, who should have been on from the start, but didn't play. Then came on and had an impact on the game. Why on earth did Unai Emery go with that diamond against Liverpool yesterday? It was just leaving so much space for our wing-backs, our most dangerous positions on the pitch, and he gives them space. He gives us all the space in the world to play with. Madness. Absolute madness. We shouldn't sell any first team players to Barcelona, full stop, said Joe Cullen. There are direct rivals in Europe. Why Bournemouth don't start Harry is beyond me. With regards to Harry Wilson, said UK lad. It was a belter of a goal today from Harry Wilson, wasn't it? If you guys haven't seen it, do go onto social media or the Sky app or whatever you can get it and have a look at it. It was a sensational free kick. It really was. I mean, straight into the top corner. You couldn't have placed it any better. Ederson, no chance. Sublime free kick from young Harry Wilson. Credit where it's due. It was brilliant. Callum said, Craig, I'm not bragging, but I'm in the Leicester Academy. When I'm older, I could start my career at Leicester. I hope I could sign for Liverpool. Mate, that is brilliant. And I wish you every success. And it's great to hear, buddy. And keep your head down. Keep working away. And fingers crossed, there's big things ahead for you, mate, in your life. Did Aubameyang play, said Mo. Yes, mate, he did. He did play. Didn't do one, but he did play. Skills said Maguire equals 80 million before 10 years. Maldini, Stam, Nesta, Cafu equals 80 million. Look, they were unbelievable footballers, mate. Everybody that you've named there. How am I today, Joseph? I'm good, mate. I'm very good, thank you. What's this? Is it S3AN said, I thought Pepe caused us a few problems. He did. He absolutely did, mate. But when he got through 1-on-1 with Adrian, he shit the bed. And that's how I'm going to remember his game yesterday. But no, look, he did. He was probably their brightest player. Sometimes I think Sky just want to sensationalise signings in the Premier League, said Jan. Yeah, I'm not their biggest fan. Now look, I'll be honest, I have a Sky contract, I have Sky Broadband, I pay for Sky Television, I've got Sky Sports, but I don't like them. I pay for it because I kind of have to watch the football, but I don't like a lot of the stuff they come up with. Aiden said, TY, is it TY or Ty? I don't know what his name is. Anyway, real delusional guy, a little disappointed we only scored 3, said Aiden. Barca just want their players, said Fallen Marine, and it frustrates them. We took the foot off the gas at 3-0. Arsenal are lucky, said Mr. A. Look, I thought yesterday we were brilliant. I thought we could have scored 6, 7, 8. Arsenal had a couple of chances as well, in fairness to them, but we never looked like we weren't going to go and win that game. And I still think we've got a couple of gears to go through. The work rate put in by our front three yesterday was unbelievable. I thought Henderson had a very good game. Joel Matip was simply sensational. There's so many positives, ladies and gents. So many positives for this Liverpool team to look at going forward. What else we got? I couldn't get on yesterday. It was my boy's 6th birthday. I still watch your replay. I agree, VAR takes ages. Firstly, mate, let me say happy birthday to your young man. Happy 6th birthday. I have a 7-year-old son myself. I know how important these years are, mate. And lots of love to him and a happy birthday. Allison's walking and light training, said Kate, which is good news. Kloppo did say he was off crutches and he's going to be back training soon. Fingers crossed we can get him back after the international break. Campiar said it's pronounced Thai. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I always wondered because you just see on social media, I just see the 2 letters, so I never know. And I don't watch the channel, as you know. I try my best. The only reason I seen that video is because it popped up on my Twitter feed for some reason. Mo Salah is winning the golden boot again, said Angus Court 123. Now, I put up a vote before the game at the weekend and said who's going to be Liverpool's top scorer in all competitions this season, and Sadio Mane won it by a landslide. I'm going to put up the same vote again. and see if it changes because Salah scored 2. I have a feeling it might, you know. We are fickle focused, us football fans. Anthony Cronin said, I thought Henderson was superb. I thought he had a great game as well, mate. And actually on Jordan Henderson, a little congratulations to El Capitan, because Jordan Henderson has reached a milestone of 100 Premier League appearances as Liverpool captain. He's only the third player to make that achievement. Now look, this is just Premier League only, so don't come at me and say X, Y and Z had it. Obviously we had Stevie G, we had Sammy Hyypiä, and now Jordan Henderson after reaching 100 appearances as Liverpool captain in the Premier League. Massive congratulations to El Capitan on that one. A European Cup winning captain. I like saying that. I'm never going to get tired of saying that one. Ilya Martin said, I feel bad for Shaqiri. I don't. I trust Klopp. That's the way I feel in this situation. I don't feel bad for Shaqiri. There's a reason why he's not playing. Whatever that reason is, I don't know. I'd be absolutely guessing, but I trust the manager's judgment on players. He's got a pretty spot on so far. And he's getting onto the bench, which makes it even more intriguing, doesn't it? He was named amongst the substitutes yesterday, and I really did think he was going to get some time when we were 3-0 up and we were seeing Klopp looking to the bench. I wondered why he didn't go with Shaqiri, but I can't tell you why, but it is very intriguing. We were massive last night, said Gard. I like that one, mate. Gary Richard said, Craig, Spurs are in trouble if you ask me. Yeah, it was... They dominated the game against Newcastle. I think that's fair to say, but just didn't have that cutting edge. Just couldn't break through. Any podcast coming, said Casper. Don't know, mate. Haven't thought about it, to be honest. I've a lot coming up, but I want to get one in the bag, mate. So probably try squeeze one in at some point this week. How many games does Adrian need to play if we win the league, Craig? To get a medal, domestic butler? Is this what we're talking about? I think it was 5. Now, from what I read the other day, and I could be wrong, I think they've changed it so that you get 40 medals and the club can give them to whoever they want, as long as everybody that has played at least 5 games gets a medal. After that, I think the club can give them to whoever they want. That's my understanding of it, Carl, but I could be a little bit misinformed on that. I just know that because I looked it up the other day because I was having a similar conversation with somebody. Did I see Harry Wilson's free kick side ass? It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, mate. Couldn't have placed it in the top corner any better. We'll see Brewster in the cup game, said Dan L. I hope so. Really, really excited about young Ryan Brewster, mate. Maybe Shaqiri will play against Burnley. Excuse me, a low block team, said Casper. I don't know. Again, Klopp has a week with the guys to get them ready for the game against Burnley. Never an easy game when you travel to Turf Moor. Saturday night, 5:30. Really looking forward to it. The last game for the Reds before we head into the international break. And the international break for me actually in Connor means countdown to when we head to Florida. And on that, Far Isle, I did say to you, mate, that there was something that may be of interest to you. I don't know if it's the right neck of the woods or not. But as you guys know, Connor and I are heading to Florida next month. We're meeting up with the Tampa Bay Supporters Club. I'm not certain if we're going to get to meet with the Orlando Supporters Club yet, but we have spoken to the Tallahassee Liverpool Supporters Club, and myself and Connor are going to make the 3.5 hour drive down to Tallahassee, the capital of Florida, to meet up with the Tallahassee Supporters Club. And I think perhaps the Jacksonville Supporters Club are going to drive over as well. They said they were really excited about us coming down and they wanted to make the drive over to Tallahassee. So fingers crossed, on the Sunday, the day after we arrive, well, sort of the second day, myself and Connor will get to go down, drive to Tallahassee, meet the Tallahassee Supporters Club, meet the Jacksonville Supporters Club and the Tampa Bay Supporters Club as well on that trip, which will be amazing. I'm really excited about that. The more Liverpool fans we can get to meet when we're in America, the better. So we're quite happy to make that 3.5 hour drive down to Tallahassee to say hello. Rabadam said, do you think Brucey celebrated with a huge curry? Yeah, he probably did, mate, didn't he? He probably did. Or would he be that bold? Do you know what I mean? Would he be a curry man? Or would he be just a pie and chips man, Steve Bruce? I wonder. What do you think? Pie or chips or curry for Stevie Bruce? But yeah, 3 points for Newcastle. First 3 points under Steve Bruce. Farwell said, oh wow, Tallahassee is a stretch. Yeah, it's about 3.5 hour drive, Dave, down to Tallahassee from Orlando. But we're over here to meet Liverpool fans, mate, and If the good people at Tallahassee are going to show up and the people of Jacksonville come across as well, myself and Mr. Crosby are going to drive down. Newcastle did well today, said Sean. Shock result. Big week coming for the Reds. The Carabao Cup draw, the Champions League draw as well. Yeah, Champions League draw is next Thursday for anybody who's wondering. And of course, the Reds being the defending Championes, we will be in pot number 1 for that draw. Sure, wish we could all go down to Palm Beach, Broward or Miami-Dade. Everything is on the table, Farwell, when it comes to when we're in Florida, mate. Everything is on the table. If anything can be arranged, that's why we're over there. Connor and I are quite happy to go drive and meet as many Reds as we can. If Wilson performs like he did in the Championship and does it in the Premier League, my views of him will change, said Christian. I didn't think he performed that well in the Championship. He scored some amazing goals, but his match performances week in and week out, after speaking to some Derby fans, they said he was a little bit frustrating at times. He could drift in and out of games, but this is the level we need to judge him at, as you said, mate, and his time at Bournemouth will be intriguing to see. Original Gunner said Burnley will be tough, but I'm saying 2-0 to Liverpool with Fabinho and Mane scoring. I'd love Hendo to get on the score sheet next week at Burnley. I just think him and Robbo are knocking on the door at the minute of getting a goal, and you can see it in them. They both have something that they want to score some more goals this season. Oh, Tallahassee's the wrong direction for you, Farwell. Sorry, I was wondering if it was the right way or the wrong way. My bad. Whoopsies. Craig, what's this? What are you telling us, lassie? I don't know what that's in relation to, mate. Sorry. Fine, ignore me then. Thought it was You'll Never Walk Alone. Are you like some type of needy little fucker? Jezza Kyle. Ignore me. I know what You Never Walk Alone. Mate, where the fuck does it say I read out every single comment? Or did I have to bow down to your pathetic little fucking rants? I tell you what you can do, Jezza. You can turn around, mate, and you can walk back out the fucking door. Adios. Don't put up with your little tantrums, mate. Fine, I thought it was You'll Never Walk Alone. Mate, grow up. Honestly, fuck off. You're gone. Adios. But if you got any news on Allison, John, the last I heard, mate, was that he was off crutches, gonna take light training, and I don't want to say he'll be back after the international break, but I think he won't be too far away after the international break. Prediction versus Burnley. What did I say? I think I said 2-0 as well. I think I said the same as our friend earlier on. Original Gunner, I think 2-0 to Liverpool. Nathan, I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you? Yeah, he can fuck off. Here, a lot of people don't get the comments read out, and I feel bad about that. But people understand. I mean, to have a little tantrum like that, just go away. I don't have time for that nonsense. Dude, you need to act mature. I don't need to do anything, Joel. Don't need to do absolutely anything, mate. See, that's the beauty of this being my channel and Connor's channel, Joel. I can do whatever I like on here. And if people don't like it, I don't make them watch. They're free to fuck off, as are you, Joel. But don't tell me how to act on my old channel. I don't need to act mature, mate. I'm on here to have fun, not listen to whiny little bitches complaining about the fact that the comments ain't getting read out, or saying that I need to be mature, and that I need to stop swearing. Grow the fuck up, you snowflake! I don't need to do anything, Joel. Nothing. I can go on here and do this if I want. I could do this. Or I could do this. I can do whatever I like, Joel. It's the beauty of it being my channel, mate. Do you get me? Now grow the fuck up. Grow a pair. Scotty's saying, I'm going 2-0 to the Reds, Craig. Original Gunner said, me and Craig with the greatest hair in the world. I have a mind like for the Burnley game. Are you a baldy as well? Oh, it's a cross we have to bear, mate, isn't it? Lens-based media said 358 people, you can't respond to everyone. I genuinely try to get through as many as I can. Yeah, sometimes I even forget about stuff because I'm trying to read out comments. Been on Goldbridge's channel for over a year and never had a comment read out, to John Bale. Well, to be fair to Mark, his chat moves ridiculously quick. I mean, I've often looked at Mark's channel and just the comments just fly up and down the page, so I can understand him missing out on a lot of comments. Plus, the channels are a little bit differently. My channel, or this channel, I say my channel, Connor's sitting at home going, really? Really, mate? Your fucking channel, is it? Our channel It's a little bit different because it's all based around being interactive, whereas Mark is somebody who gives his opinions across, does read comments out, of course, but generally it's shorter streams with Mark, and it's a lot more Mark giving his views across, which is, everybody does things a little bit differently. Craig, you need eat, sleep and breathe. Craig, think you need eat, sleep and breathe. What the fuck does that mean? Craig, think you need to eat, sleep and breathe. I'm fairly sure I'm doing all of those three things, mate. I'm actually pretty much of a champion at eating, sleeping and breathing. I've been doing it my entire life and never had any issues with it. What is this? I smell a thumbs down, said Eric. Honestly, mate, I couldn't care less about the thumbs down. I'm on here to have fun with people. I come on here to let loose, relax and enjoy myself, not to listening to whiny little bitches complain because the comments aren't being read out or telling me that I need to relax. I'm on here to have fun, and I hope everybody else is. And if people don't like that, I get it. I'm Marmite, I understand it, but I'm not here to please other people. I'm here to be myself and have fun with people. Some of us are listeners, some of us are chatters at the full season. Yeah, absolutely get that as well, and I appreciate the shit out of people that do just watch as well. I actually get some nice messages off people who don't genuinely comment in the chat, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Dominus Earth said, I love this channel more. Thank you very much, mate. That's so kind of you. Christopher Doyle, what part of Ireland are you from? I'm from Donegal. I'm Wexford. I'm not going to say what I usually say. Wexford, mate. That's the easiest way of describing it. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. I get you, Stephen Booker. That's where my mind went as well when he said it a few minutes ago. Craig, stepping on the haters makes this channel the best. I just haven't got time for it, mate. My life is stressful enough as it is. It's busy. It's 100 miles an hour, and this is my time to come on, talk Liverpool and have fun. And I haven't got time for people to be pointy little bitches. They can do that in their own time. Aiden Andrews said, was a joke. You said you don't need to do anything. I don't even need to eat, sleep, rave, repeat, mate. You know what I mean? I can just eat, sleep, rave, take a break, and then repeat. I'm only messing with you, Aiden. What else we got? I've tried to read every comment. It's impossible, said Craig Adams. We got some attention seekers here tonight. Tell them, Craig. It's all a bit of fun. I hope everyone takes anything I say with a massive pinch of salt, because one minute I can be here, the next minute I can be here. But look, we're here to talk about the Reds, so let me get on and go through some more news that we have today. So Jamie Carragher, we were speaking about Joel Matip yesterday, and we were bigging him up and saying how brilliant he was and what a great game he had. And I basically owed him an apology because I wanted to start Joe Gomez against Arsenal. Well, what the hell do I know? Joel Matip came in and he was sensational. And Jamie Carragher believes that Joel Matip should be the man to partner Virgil van Dijk at the heart of the Reds' defence this season. Speaking about it, Carra said he should be, and I think he is right now. Liverpool's back four and goalkeeper picks itself, and there's just one position: who is going to play alongside Virgil van Dijk? You need that in a team. I always feel there should be 7 or 8 players that are absolute starters. As soon as they're fit, everybody knows they're playing. And then there should also be 3 or 4 positions up for grabs. In this Liverpool team at the moment, a centre-back position is up for grabs, and probably the central midfield players either side of Fabinho. I wouldn't say that they're up for grabs. The players who've got the shirt now are probably first choice, but you could easily see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain going there, Naby Keita when fit, James Milner, and then the front 3 picks itself. So if you always have 3 or 4 within a team that's up for grabs, and the centre-back is one of them, but at the moment for him, Joel Matip is the position that he doesn't see changing. What do we think? Do we agree? Because it went on and I read some more stuff later on in the day from Michael Owen, who said that, like I think we've all believed for a long time, he believes that Virgil van Dijk, his long-term preferred partner from Jurgen Klopp, is Joe Gomez. But at this moment in time, it's very, very difficult to make an argument to take that shirt away from Joel Matip when he's putting in the level of performances that he put in since Joe Gomez's fracture last year against Burnley. He's been fantastic, and I got a reminder yesterday just how good Joel Matip in form is. He was sensational. Goal aside, I just thought his performance was brilliant. Dominus Earth said Matip is so underrated, and that's coming from a Manchester City fan, so appreciate your honesty, buddy. Colin said, do you think Liverpool will win the league this season? I would still put Manchester City as favourites, but it's possible. I don't underestimate how good that Manchester City team is, and I don't underestimate how much they can dominate games and how many teams that they'll blow away. I think it might come down to the head-to-heads between the two teams, and Manchester City have a pretty easy start to the season. But look, I'm not crying wolf about this. It's just the way the fixtures fell, and everybody has to play everybody twice. But they got a pretty handy enough start to the season. Liverpool, I think I heard somewhere earlier on that before Liverpool play Manchester City, which seems to be Manchester City's next difficult on paper game, Liverpool have to play Chelsea, Spurs, United, and then Manchester City. Having already played Arsenal, now of course City played Spurs, so I think it might come down to the head-to-heads, mate. But I would still make Manchester City favourites. Maybe because I'd like to keep the pressure on them and take a little eye off us, perhaps. This is what competition does to you. So gaming guy, Matip was class, said Joe Tony. Craig, who do you think will win the North London derby next week? I can't remember. Is it at the Emirates or is it at probably at the Emirates actually, because Arsenal were away and Spurs were home this week. So if it's at the Emirates, I still think it'll be a draw. I'll go 2-2. I think it might be a 2-2 draw. Arsenal are good up top, but are lacking in midfield and defence, and I think Spurs are just lacking that killer finisher up front now. And look, I know Harry Kane is that killer finisher, but he's not in form at the minute. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, it'd be an interesting game. I'm going to watch that one, actually sit back, relax and enjoy it next week. Redman said Matip looks world class at the moment. Him and Fabinho are gadget legs. I like that. For anybody younger who doesn't get that reference, Inspector Gadget, look it up. How important is our 100% record said the full season? It's not. No, it's going to be. We're not going to go through the season, mate, and not draw points. So I wouldn't say it's very important. I think it's just important that we don't fall behind Manchester City and don't let them open up a gap. That's what I would say is most important at the minute. Picking up points. I mean, going into the international break with 12 points would be great. But yeah, we're not going to go through the season with a 100% record. We will drop points. Dominus Art said it'll be City and Liverpool for the title race again, 100%. Stephen Richards said Spurs, United and City can fuck off. Colin, anyone who's lived through the nightmare front three of Brady, Balotelli and Ricky Lambert are true Liverpool fans. Yeah, mate, we've earned this, haven't we? We definitely have earned these good times. Familiar to Billion said, did anybody see Richard Hairy Hands Keys? I added in the Hairy Hands bit myself, mate. Say Salah would move to Real Madrid if he had the chance. Yeah, maybe he's a little bit bitter because he had to move to fucking Doha to get a job because nobody wanted to employ the fucking dinosaur that is Richard Keys and Andy Gray. So the two of them had to go all the way to Doha to get a job. So maybe he's still bitter. I don't know. But I don't really care, and I'm sure you don't as well, mate, what Richard Keys has to say about anything football related. We've moved past Richard Keys' time presenting football. He is a dinosaur that deserves to belong in the past. Him, Keys, or him, Gray, Cundy, Durham. There's probably 5 or 6 more as well. I could name Savage on top of that. I've no time for any of them. Arsenal will win, said Imran. Original Gunner said it's at the Emirates. What do you think, Original Gunner? How are you feeling, mate, going into that game? You've been an Arsenal fan. Stephen Richards reckons Arsenal as well. Anthony Cronin thinks Spurs will win at 3-2. UK lad said City's overlap on the wing is so predictable. It's kind of annoying to see teams still failing to get across. Yes, but they're a very difficult team to play against as well, to give credit. He's pathetic, said Faroil, with regards to Mr. Keys. Kai said, can't be arsed, I support United, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not great from your perspective at the moment, mate, but it will get better, I think. What do you think, Kai, with regards to the Champions League qualification this year? Do you think United are going to be there or thereabouts for that 4th spot? Original Gunner said, calling it now, Liverpool going unbeaten this season. Woo, that's a big claim, mate. Thankfully it's not a Liverpool fan making that claim, because we would get slaughtered if we came out and said that. Only United and Chelsea are away from home, said Paul James. For us, yes, but it's still difficult games before we play Manchester City. But still, that being said, it is going to be between us and City, I think, this season. Richard Keys is a total douche, said Stephen Booker. I like the word douche. I don't get to say it often enough. Tonic said, player outside our front three scoring, Origi, Van Dijk, Matip, etc. are looking good. Yeah, I could do with a few more midfielders chipping in this season. I said like it's my team. We could do with a few more midfielders chipping in this season. Even his sidekick poo-pooed the idea that Mo would leave. Good. It's about time somebody spoke some common sense there. Paul James, said Spurs to win, too savvy for this Arsenal team. Casper reckons wants to know what's happening with Degsy Lovren. I don't know, Casper. I still don't know what's going on there, mate. Maybe somebody in the chat has more up-to-date information on this one. We had seen a few loan options from Roma were there looking. Leverkusen were the latest club who were linked with a move for Dejan Lovren. The September the 2nd, I think, is when most of the European windows close, so there's still a little bit of time to get a deal done. I hope he stays. I mean, I like Dejan Lovren. Having him as a forward choice centre-back for me is a good option, and it will allow Kiana Hoover and Sepp Vandenberg time to progress. Luke Tolan said, did I see Wilson's free kick? It was stunning, mate, wasn't it? It really was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful strike. Daniel James is a really good player, even though I'm a Liverpool fan. Said Colin, you need to stop fucking diving though, mate. 2 games, 2 bookings for diving. Well, I think he picked up a booking in the first game. 2 games, 2 obvious dives, I should say. He needs to get that out of his game, but he does look like a bright young player. And I never want to write off a young player or belittle a young player. Stephen Richards is going very, very bold and saying he's predicting VVD to score 10 goals this season. That's a lot, mate. Imagine all them fivers I could have put on. 10 goals this season is a lot. If you are enjoying the stream, ladies and gentlemen, we are only 16 amazing subscribers away from 21,800. So if you're enjoying the stream, please do give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We lost a few earlier on with my little rant, and I understand that. I probably annoyed a few people, but this is me. This is what I'm like, and I think most people understand that at this point. But look, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Everything I say, take with a pinch of salt, but we really do appreciate our subscribers. So if you are interested in keeping up with the channel, please do hit that button and turn on notifications. Sam Holbrook said, Craig, any news on Bobby Duncan? Not since yesterday, mate, when we spoke, and somebody told me that he had removed... Connor sent me a message saying Bobby Duncan could be off the Fiorentina, and then somebody else said to me, and Connor said this as well actually, that he removed the Liverpool information from his bio. Was it on Instagram? I'm not sure which social media outlet it was, but he removed the Liverpool info from it. And somebody said Ryan Kent has done the same, which is not great form, is it? Bobby Duncan is an interesting one. I like to see young English players go abroad, but if he goes to Fiorentina, will it be a permanent deal? Will it be a loan with an option to buy? I don't know. But he's got time on his side. Like he's 18 years of age or so. I don't know. I don't see the rush. But there is something brewing there, I think, Sam. It is worth keeping an eye on. Mbappe could possibly be next as he followed Liverpool players. Plus, he's a part of Nike who are signing a kit deal with us. Possibly. Hashtag Mbappe 2020, mate. I definitely think we're doing something big next summer. I don't know who it might be, whether it's perhaps Kai Havertz, could be Sancho, could be Mbappe, I don't know. But I really believe Liverpool are going to do something major in the transfer market next summer. As you said, big kit manufacturer deal coming up this year, looking like it's going to be Nike. Rumoured fee somewhere 70 to 95 million a year. Some people are saying potential 10-year deal. I've no information on that one. But good times ahead. Good times ahead for the club. Stephen Booker said, sell Degsy Lovren to Leverkusen. They have a few players I'd take. Wilson's free kick was totally class, said Seahog. Elijah John 5, who I unbanned, I promise you I would, mate, and welcome back to the channel, said Richard Keys rang the Samaritans and they hung up on him. Yeah, just so much I want to say on him, but I would get kicked off YouTube if I really went into detail. Tom Morg said City's defence does look suspect. If their attack has an off day, they can be beat. I thought that earlier on, Tom, when I was watching the game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth were creating a lot. And I thought to myself that defence can be got at, much like you've said there. Arsenal have a defence a tortoise could dribble past, said Happily Eggs. Yeah, fair enough. Why not? Look, ladies and gents, let me just do a little segment here for 2 seconds about Football Index. As you know, we are working here at Anfield Agenda with Football Index this season, and there is a link in the stream description below that will allow you to sign up and help the channel out. So if you are thinking about it, please do use the link in the description and use the code AA when you sign up. The reason I keep saying to use the code AA is because you get more than you would get if you just signed up. By using our link and the code AA, you get 10% on any player purchases in your first month with Football Index. And Football Index will also cover any losses that you make in your first month up to a potential £1,000 or euro in your first month. Now, like I always say, Football Index is a gambling product. It is for people 18 plus only and only open to people in the UK and Ireland. But I want to just fill you guys in on a little bit of my portfolio because I did some more buying today. I was looking at who's gone up in value over the weekend, and Martin Odegaard, somebody who we haven't heard from for a while, you know, somebody who was linked to Liverpool before he went to Real Madrid, currently at Real Sociedad, his value has gone up. He's now worth £1.96p per share. Next on the list of players gone up, Harry Wilson. No shock to anybody. After that free kick that he scored today, his value increased by 19p per share and he's gone up to £1.76. Sergio Aguero as well. He's gone up to 173 after his goals today. Antoine Griezmann. Now this was before the Barcelona game finished. He'd already gone up 12p to £2.48p a share. Cengiz Under from Roma, his value went up as well. Timo Werner, of course, his value's gone up 7p. Zinchenko's gone up. Romelu Lukaku's fucking value has gone up. Do you know what I mean? Like, Romelu Lukaku, his value has gone up. But yeah, let me know what your portfolios are looking like. Let me know who you're buying. Let me know who you're investing in if you are using Football Index. Now, as I said earlier on, it is a gambling product. There is begambleaware.org there for anybody who has any issues around gambling or any trouble with gambling. And when the fun stops, like any other gambling product, stop. But if you've bought anybody, let me know. Let me know if your portfolio's looking good. Let me know if you've made a few quid. I always like to hear success stories on these things. Mr. Crosby's a little bit smug about it because he's had a good few weeks as well. I've been making money steadily since I started this a year ago, and some things have gone down, but overall, yeah, it's been quite good for me. What's this said? Got 5 shares in Wilson, said Craig Adams. Well, there you go, mate. They've gone up for you. Farwell said, what, Lukaku's shares went up, what, to like 3p? I'll tell you what his value is per share now, actually, mate. So Romelu Lukaku, you can buy for £1.97p a share. £1.97p to own a share of Romelu Lukaku. Going once, going twice. Nobody gives a fuck about Romelu Lukaku. Domestic butler said, can't be easy if players are loyal to axe them rather Klopp than me. Yeah, it's difficult. It is a difficult decision, mate. Did I see Wilson's free kick? It was beautiful to the Liverpool army. I did. It was a thing of beauty, as you said, mate. I can't pronounce your name. I know the surname is supposed to be Berg. Sean Berg. I guess it's Sean Berg. I think Lukaku will do very well for Inter because the football will suit him better. Somebody told me, and it was somebody in the chat here, that he came back like at 16 or 17 stone for pre-season. Now, I know Romelu Lukaku was a big lump of a man. He's a big, heavily built, stocky man, but that is ridiculous if that's the case, to come back that overweight. Yeah, that's pretty fucking overweight, like. Jojo Harper said, Craig, negative or positive comments, just remember that all the followers are here to support you and your content. Keep up the great work. P.S. I don't mind if you don't read my comment out. Mate, that's lovely, thank you. And as you said, people won't always agree with what I said. And generally, if people want to have a bit of banter with me and come and have a laugh, I try and take it in that way. There is just some things that people, it's very, like, if you're doing this a while, like the lad earlier on, I can't even remember his name now, the guy who was like, fine, don't read out my comment then. That stuff is done to get the comment read out. It's done to get me to bite. I understand that, having been doing this for so long. And sometimes I do bite because I want to vent and I want to just say, stop being a dickhead. And myself and Brian often have a laugh about this and talk about comments, and we can see through them. We can see that some things are done to provoke a reaction. We can see that some things are done to get a comment read out. And sometimes I bite, sometimes I don't. But all in all, mate, the wonderful things like you've said there means the world to me. So thank you so much, Jojo. I won a £90 jackpot in the slots yesterday, said the full season. Delighted, mate. Well in. Love hearing of people making a few quid. Dean Dixon said Spurs lost. Indeed they did, mate. 1-0. I like Newcastle, but the players going down and expecting Spurs to put the ball out was disgraceful, said Gonads. Bernadette Farrell said, I believe what you read. Duncan is a bit hot-headed and rates himself, but he didn't stand out in the pre-season and Klopp will want him to prove himself. He needs to settle and work and believe. Yes, Bernadette, that's a really good comment, mate. And like you've said, he needs to just be patient. I know sometimes young players want to progress and you want that hunger in them, you want that drive in them, that's what you want. Sometimes a little bit of petulance is a good thing as well, but at the same time, believe in the system. Believe that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool's coaches have your best interests at heart. And like Ryan Brewster, he'll be shown a pathway through. He will have had conversations with the manager and maybe he doesn't like what he heard. I don't know. I've always preferred Glatzel over Bobby Duncan personally. But they're both two good young players. Obviously, Paul Glatzel is out now for the foreseeable. I think it was his ACL that he did, if memory serves me correct. Definitely his knee anyway. But it will be interesting to see what happens with young Bobby Duncan. And he looks like he has a good future ahead of him. He looks like he's a good player that definitely knows where the goal is. My goodness, he banged in some amount of them for pre-season. Or not pre-season, last season for the under-23. Sorry, I distracted myself there. Craig Adams said Mane has gone up 13p and Grujic has gone up 11p on Football Index. There you go. Do you know what I mean? Lots of players going up, which is why I keep saying to you, I want to hear success stories. If you signed up to Football Index, if you've used our code in our link below, I want to hear your success stories. I want to hear how you're getting on. Casper said, nope, he was replying to somebody else. Anthony, thank you, mate. I'm glad we're your favourite YouTube channel. That is very kind of you indeed. Have I spoken to Mark Goldbridge since yesterday? No, I haven't, Sean. I don't speak to Mark that often, to be honest. Like sometimes we message on Twitter back and forth occasionally. Like I think the last interaction I had with Mark was just around the time I was on holiday. He was just about to go on his holiday and we were just having a chat about, holidays, family, stuff like that. But no, I haven't. But I did watch some of his stream. Understandably annoyed. I get where he's coming from. If I was in his position, I'd be just as pissed off. Probably worse. Brad Palmer said 17 stone is the same as AJ. When you put it like that, yeah, look, AJ's built to fight. Do you know what I mean? He's not built for explosive sprints like Romelu Lukaku should be. 17 stone is heavy. My goodness. If Mbappe was to come, who would drop out of the team? Please answer. I don't know if anybody necessarily needs to drop out, Heather. Now, sometimes you will rotate, of course, but maybe we could just drop Bobby into playing the hole in behind, shift Salah or Mane through the centre, and then drop Mbappe out wide. So we could probably fit all four in, if we're being greedy about it, which we can be, and we should be, because we're fans. Peter van der Shan said, love the Salah second goal. Oh, Peter. He absolutely did David Luiz, didn't he? And Luiz knew he couldn't pull him down because he was already on a yellow. It was absolutely outstanding. It was everything that is brilliant about Mohamed Salah summed up in one goal, mate. Lovely touch, leaves David Luiz for dead out on the sideline. Clever pace, really direct run to the box, nice diagonal run. Monreal tracks him back, but Mo Salah has the presence of mind and the intelligence to run across the path of Monreal, knowing that if Monreal touches him, it's a penalty, so Monreal can't go near him. And then the finish, the side foot, unbelievable. Absolutely quality goal from start to finish. I must have watched it back 50 times. And I know when people say I must have watched it back 50 times, I'm not exaggerating. I must have watched that goal at least 50 times. And I'm still blown away by how good he is. Yeah, there was even a little attempt at a push, a very brief attempt at a push, I think, from Monreal. Unbelievable goal, unbelievable finish. Even his penalty was sensational. Love Mo, just love him. So happy that he's back scoring. Long-term Milner replacement, asked Casper. I don't know if that was a question or you were replying to somebody else. The full season said, anyone see True Geordie's response to DM Kiss and Tell? Yeah, we spoke about it earlier on in the stream, mate. Brilliant, as you said, absolutely brilliant. Brian nailed it. Yeah, he took it like a champ. It was brilliant. As you said, the roast was funny. His mates taking the piss out of him. Proper way to deal with that subject. And as I said all along, it was private stuff between two consenting adults. Nobody was hurt. Nothing illegal was done. he admitted himself he's a kinky fucker, and that's cool. Everybody has their own tastes, and I said all along, my only issue around that whole scenario was not through Geordie, was not what he does in his private life. It was that somebody leaked the message. That was the disgusting part of all of that for me. Somebody leaked that message. What Brian does in his own life is his own business. I've said this many times before. He gives a lot of himself when he comes on in front of a microphone and a camera. I know it because I do it. I feel the same way. Sometimes you come on, you give a lot of yourself personally. You open up about your battles in life. I know Brian has spoken about mental health issues. He's spoken about depression and done so in a way that allows other people to know that it's okay to come and talk. And I love him for that. And more of that from him, and I'm sure he will. So from my end, as always, nothing but love. Everybody that goes out there and makes content puts a bit of themselves out there to be judged, and it's difficult, and we're not all as confident as sometimes we come across. I have many, many, many doubtful moments. I have days where I don't even want to come on here, but then I come on and I remember why. I remember why I do this. I remember why I enjoy it so much, because you get to meet wonderful people and you get to share some amazing times with people who you may never get to meet in life otherwise if it wasn't for this form of social media. So from True Geordie's perspective, fucking delighted to see him back doing what he does best, and I hope he keeps going from strength to strength because he's class. He's really good at what he does. Peter Van de Shan said that goal reminded me of Thierry Henry in his prime. I've got a love-hate relationship with Thierry Henry, obviously because of the handball against Ireland, but yeah, he was amazing in his prime as well, as you said. Absolute quality. Goal of the month, said the full season. There's been a few good ones already so far in the season. Ruben Neves, Anthony Cronin said he would like his goal against United was class as well. Harry Wilson's free kick today, as we've said many times, unbelievable. Who do you reckon will be Milner's replacement? I don't know. I don't know if they've identified that yet, Casper. I don't know if Marko Grujic will come in and get more time in the midfield. I don't know. I really don't want to have a guess because I've no idea who we've been looking at if we have a Milner replacement lined up long term. Ideally, I like Van de Beek from den Beek from Ajax. I think he'd be a very good box-to-box midfielder. Familiar to Billion said, Craig, did you have a bet on Mo to score a penalty? I heard you said you won cash after Mo scored. Not on to score a penalty, no. I did have 50 quid on him to score at 11 to 10. So, yeah, the penalty was the one that won it for me. But, yeah, nice. It's always nice to win a few quid, isn't it? That was my first proper bet of the season, actually. I hadn't really done much up until then. But, yeah, I was messaging Connor yesterday. I was going to go with Bobby to score because it was record against Arsenal. But then I said to Connor, do you know what? I have a feeling it could be Mo's day. Mo's due one. And I stuck 50 quid on Mo and it came in. So, happy days. And then I've probably invested the winnings actually back into Football Index players. So, hopefully long term I'll make a little bit more money off that 55 quid I won. Craig Adams said Brian and Lawrence are fantastic. Would love you to get with them. I'd love to go on, yeah. As I said before, I'd love to go on the kickoff or something like that with True Geordie, and someday hopefully he knows we exist and maybe he likes what we do and he'll invite us on. If not, hey, it's not to be. I'll still watch and enjoy his content. James O'Rourke said, big up from Sydney, love your content, mate. Thank you. It still freaks the shit out of me, James, to know, mate, that I'm chatting to somebody, like I'm here chatting to you and you're all the way in Sydney. It's beautiful, isn't it? It is absolutely amazing that we get to share these little moments. You're over there in wonderful Australia. I'm sitting here in Ireland and here we are having a chat about the Reds. It is class. It's why I love doing this. Liverpool make it all worthwhile for me, said the full season. I've been bullied before, but my friends and family helped me through, said Colin Zed. And that's what it's all about, mate, isn't it? It's about having that lovely group of people around you to help you, mate. And I've spoken about a situation before when I was younger, when I was pretty badly bullied as well, mate. You mightn't think it, but looking at me here now, looking at me here now. I mean, like the fact that I'm quite confrontational and quite brash and quite blunt. But yeah, I've spoken about it before. There was a time where I wouldn't leave the house for a while because I was worried about getting the shit kicked out of me. But my dad put me in the car, drove me over, made me face up to it, and it was one of the best things he's ever done. But like you, it's good to have that support network around you, your family, your friends, and I'm glad they helped you through it, mate. And hopefully someday you'll be able to repay that for somebody else. And somebody else, if they're going through a difficult time, Colin, you'll be there for them. And I've no doubt that you will. So well done to them, well done to you, and I'm delighted you're here with us, mate. Craig, this is warts and all stream, and that's why I love you. You know I've been through. I love this channel. Yeah, we're all fucked up in our own unique way. That's my little phrase, Stephen, that I've said before. Each and every one of us here have our issues, have our problems, have our down days, our high days, and we're all fucked up. We all have faults, but we're all beautiful. Even me. We're all beautiful. We're all beautiful in our own unique, special way. We all bring something to this earth. We all do positive things for people. And sometimes, I know I'm a brash, confrontational arsehole, but most of the time I try and bring the good out of people, and I try and give people a laugh and do things that are silly. Because it's important to laugh. It's important to release. It's important to just forget about the stresses of life for a few minutes, even if it's watching some bald Irish twat talk shite, or sing Joel Matip songs after he scores, or tell them to get the bricks to build the pyramids for Mo. It's all about just switching off, and we have enough stress in our lives that if Liverpool, if people in the chat can help you all through it and we can all switch off for a while, then more of that. Love baiting Goldbridge and United fans in full seasons. Sausage Slapper. That's a brilliant name. Oh, I can't get that image out of my head now. See, there's two ways of looking at your name. So is it somebody who slaps sausages, or is it a bird who's a slapper who likes sausages? I don't know. I won't be able to get that out of my head now all day. Graham Holmes said, Craig, we've done it with Dolly the Sheep. Let's start a campaign to have Millie cloned. Can you imagine? What type of physical specimen we'd be able to create? Craig, would you rather have Ireland win the World Cup or Liverpool win the league? Without even missing a beat, mate. Liverpool winning the league. 100% Liverpool winning the league. It would mean so much more to me. I'd love Ireland to win the World Cup. Of course I would. It'd be amazing for the country, but from a purely selfish perspective, Liverpool to win the league. John Sinnott said, Craig would love us to sign Maddison. He looks a hell of a player. John, I'm with you. I've said it a few times on the stream, mate. And Anthony Boya, if you're listening, sorry, but I would like him at Liverpool. He does look like a really good player. I said in the summer as well, I'd like to see him stay at Leicester this season, because I think not just that he owes it to Leicester, but it would be good for his development to stay there and play another season. I think if he continues going the way he is, Leicester are going to have a lot of clubs knocking the door trying to sign Maddison. He looks really, really good. Peter Van der Shan said, got a feeling Shaqiri may well want to leave by the end of the season. UK lad said, Ceballos in training next week when practicing to do Bobby's flick. Yeah, God bless him. Did you see the flick? I'm sure you all seen the flick. It's doing the rounds on social media. If you haven't seen it, go over to the Anfield Agenda Twitter account and flick through our account. It's on there. I shared it. Yeah, he basically just... I think my exact tweet was, Bobby, these people have families, mate. I mean, it was just wonderful. A shame the finish didn't go with it, but Bobby Firmino, what can you say? Take a bow, son. Jay said, Craig, you don't think this season will be a carbon copy of last year? City and Liverpool sprint away whilst the others trip over their own laces. Probably. It could be, Jay. I'm very shocked that Spurs didn't win today. Very, very, very shocked. I thought they'd kick on this season. Now, look, I know that Ndombele wasn't available today. I know that Sessegnon still has to come back in. I know that Eriksen didn't start the game today, although he did come on. And that they will improve as the season goes on, but it's about picking up points at this point of the season, and it's why I've often said I don't give a shit about our performances at the minute. I just want Liverpool to be picking up those 3 points, and we have been. So from our point of view, it's all good. 9 points out of 9. Love the jersey, should be a good one tonight, said Aaron Poyer. Thank you, mate. Every time I wear this shirt, buddy, somebody asks me either who it is or where I got it. And like, you can't see this part, but it does say YouTube on it there as well, because they are sponsored by YouTube, LAFC. And yeah, I love it. I bought it over in Florida last year, and I'm going to go back to the same store. Shout out to the United World of Soccer, the store that I got this in. Hate saying the word soccer, but that's the name of the shop. So we'll be in there as well when we go over to Florida next month. Okay, some more comments. Craig, it makes me sad knowing the next time I watch the Reds, I'll be back in school. As I said before, Kyle, you will look back, mate, later on in life at your school days and remember them as some of the best of your life. I certainly do. I think a lot of my friends do. So enjoy these days, mate. Don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as a positive. You might get both, Craig. Look at Wales nearly winning the Euros. Yeah, that was a pretty good run for Wales that year. 4 months to Christmas. Who are we playing on Boxing Day? Leicester. I don't even need to check. I know that because Connor and I were hoping to get over to visit Boya and Lee Chappie and some Leicester people, but it's on the 26th and I can't travel. With kids, I can't travel the day after Christmas. So yeah, it's Leicester. I know that one. Leicester away. There's something that the cop wants you to know, Stephen Richards. Who is it, mate? Is it that the best there is Bobby Firmino? Si, senor. Right, let me get into my notes because I feel I'm going to forget a load of shit if I don't get through this. Gary Neville. Gary Neville. Spoke earlier on about his car getting towed away. Whoopsies. But Gary Neville has paid a massive compliment, in fairness to him, to Liverpool's front three, and it must have been killing him to say this, but I do appreciate his honesty about it. He said Liverpool have signed three £30 million strikers and turned them into £150 million strikers, each and every one of them. They weren't that good, now they're outstanding. This is a really good team and painful for me to watch personally. Fair play that he had the strength of character to come out and say that, and he's right. Liverpool did buy three £30 million strikers there or thereabouts, and they are all worth in excess of £150 million now. So when you're right, Gary. Not very often I'm going to agree with Mr. Neville here, but yeah, the players deserve massive amounts of credit for that. Of course, Klopp and the Liverpool coaching staff deserve massive amounts of credit for that, as do their teammates. But yeah, we are blessed with three £150 million forwards, and it is beautiful to say that as a Liverpool fan. It really, really is. And we've always been blessed over the years with great strikers. You think back to the years of who we've had here at the club: Fowler, Owen, Torres, Suarez, Salah, Mane, Firmino, Ian Rush, Aldridge. You could go back through the years and find more and more and more. We've always been blessed to have good forwards, and now we've got three. It is great days. Domestic Butler said, nope, that wasn't at me. You were replying to somebody. Pat Moynihan said, sorry, hated secondary school. Sorry to hear that one, buddy. Yeah, I suppose we all have different life experiences. Yeah, sorry. I wish I had it went better for you, buddy. I don't know what it was, but I hope life's better for you now, Pat. Peter Van der Shan said the pressing Liverpool do in a game is simply unbelievable. It is, and the effort that must go in and the fitness levels required, mate, to do the pressing that you're talking about. Unbelievable stuff. Firmino, $150 million, really? He's great, but don't know, mate. He is the most important of our front three for me. What does everybody else think? I mean, is it Brazzy or BRZY? Thinks 150 million, really? I think yes, mate. I think absolutely. If Bobby Firmino gets sold tomorrow, we're getting 150 million from him. I think he is that good, that important, and that unique that he would command that type of a fee. Now, this is all just opinions, of course. We wouldn't know until the player ever got sold, and fingers crossed we don't need to find that out. Roger Hunt, Ian St. John as well, Dean Dixon naming off some more great forwards. Stephen Richards said, don't forget about Sean Dundee. I don't think any of us will ever be able to forget about Sean Dundee, Stephen, but not for the right reasons. Billy Little said, Kay Hannah. Craig, when the trolls come on and say Salah dives, why don't they elaborate and tell us when? Because I've never seen it. They're just bitter little fuckers, Graham. And if anything, Salah didn't get enough penalties and should have had more of them over the last couple of seasons. Bobby is the oil in the cogs, said Dave. He is. He's so important to everything that we do, mate. Paul James said Brewster will be the fourth star. Origi's useful for being awkward. Salah 210 million, said Jack's Page. Mane 185, Bobby 150. Yasser said you have to be careful when Gary Neville. He'd also love Liverpool to sell the front three. Yeah, he would, but it isn't going to happen, so sucks to be him for the time being. Well, it doesn't. He's got a pretty good life, to be fair. Bobby's priceless, said Liam Melbourne, LFC. The trolls can fuck off, said Stephen Richards, and I second that motion. Do I get a third? I believe I do. Thank you very much. The motion is passed, Stephen. Would you be worried if Liverpool faced Inter Milan or Juventus? No. Why would I be worried? I'd enjoy the games for the good games that they'd be, but look, to be fair, Inter Milan aren't going to do fuck all. Juventus, genuine challenge in the Champions League, but would I be worried? No. I believe Liverpool are capable of beating anybody in Europe over two legs, mate, and we've shown that. We've got to two finals, won one of them. Juventus are a very good side, but we are the best club in Europe at this moment in time. And people can come on and laugh at that, but we are. We are the European champions. We are the Super Cup holders. That's not even up for debate. Kevin Keegan was great as well, said John Cena. He's worth more to the club than 150 million, said Jan. I agree. He is so important to everything that we do, mate. Everything. You could see, remember the Super Cup, when he came on at half time, immediately Liverpool looked like a different team in that second half. Andy Panda said, I'm excited to see us with the World Club Championship, the Super Cup and Big Ears together this year. How good will the photo shoots be? Fingers crossed, mate. I really want us to win the World Club Championship or the World Club Cup or whatever the hell it's called. One, because I want that sexy gold badge, but two, we would be the first English club to hold all three of those trophies at one time. Look, I'm not calling that a treble by any way, but it'd be nice to do. Divock Origi said, the weather was brilliant in Northern Ireland today. How was Ireland? I haven't been since the last Liverpool game. It was better than it had been in recent days, mate. It had been a bit overcast, but today, yeah, it picked up a little bit. I think it got up to about 22 degrees where I am today anyway. Graham Sangster said, I think the teams are a way to pick up the gears now. We can see 5 or 6 nil win against Burnley. I know it's a tough place to go. Yeah, I'd just take 3 points going into the international break, mate. Be nice to put in a performance, go there and batter them, but 3 points would do me right now. Yeah, Brazil still prefer Jesus. Do they? I mean, I know Neymar wasn't around for the Copa America, but Firmino was playing ahead of Jesus a lot of the time, if memory serves me correct. And look, I could be wrong here, but Tete or whatever way you pronounce the Brazilian manager's name, some of his decision making around Firmino has been a bit baffling to me as well. But I think the world is starting to see how good Bobby Firmino is. For a long time, he'd been recognised as how good he was by Liverpool fans, but opposition fans still underrated him. But I think now people are starting to see exactly how important he is to Liverpool and what he does. Graham Holmes said, yep, Craig, we're worried not. We've just pasted Barcelona 4-0 to win our, I forget how many times? This many. 6 of them beautiful big-eared bastards, mate. 6 of them. Do I think Henderson is underrated? Yes, and I will include our own fan base in that. Usually I say by opposition fans, but there is quite a significant section of Liverpool fan base. And I'm not talking about the ones that slate Jordan Henderson and say he's shit and don't want him to be captain. But I still think there are people that don't fully appreciate how good of a midfielder he is. We have very good midfielders at the club, but Jordan Henderson is shown now that when the shackles are taken off and when he gets to actually play in the box-to-box role that he's used to and that he was, I say, bought for, he's a different player. He can pick out a pass. You've seen the outside of his foot pass to, I can't remember who it was against Arsenal. Who was it? It doesn't matter who it was anyway. The outside of the foot pass was absolutely sensational. He can also ping them in from the same side as Trent. And yeah, I really rate Jordan Henderson. Really do. Now, I'm not saying he's the greatest midfielder in the league, anything like that, but he's a good midfielder. Jack Spade said, Jesus was playing right mid in the Copa America whilst Bobby was up top and Phil in behind. I think he meant right attacking mid. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, Bobby was up top. That's the important part there. How is 60 doing? Very well, thank you. Sitting downstairs over my fireplace, mate. Relaxing. Scotty said, Craig, I hope Alisson doesn't go on international duty for Brazil. I don't know. Has he been called up? Maybe somebody can let me know. I genuinely don't know if he has or hasn't. I'd be amazed if he has, to be fair. Don't get why Fabinho doesn't play for Brazil either, said Craig Adams. Mate, I've no idea how he wasn't picked for the Copa America. None. Baffles me. How could you not pick him? He's so damn good. Talk to you soon, Domestic Butler, mate. And Paul James said, subtle talents, Jordan Henderson. Happily Egg said, listen to the World Football phone in a few weeks back. Tim Vickery was saying Brazilian public had turned against Neymar. They thought Brazil were better without him. Tim Vickery, by the way, excellent. I always like listening to his thoughts on South American football. Interesting. Yeah. They won the Copa America without him. They look like more of a team without Neymar. But, I mean, the Brazilian public can judge whoever they like. It is their national team to talk about. Everton couldn't beat Villa, said Ibrahim. Yeah, they had the chance to go top, mate, didn't they? And they shit the bed. Yeah, your one chance, your one opportunity to go top of the Premier League. Won't see that again for God knows how long. And they shit the bed. Because that's what Everton do, mate. They're Everton. Neymar is toxic, said Casper. Toxic. Why is that Britney Spears song now going through my head? I'm not singing that. There's no fucking way I'm singing that song. Just watched Newcastle versus Tottenham. Newcastle played well, said Happily Eggs. Everton, aka trash, said Aidan Andrews. Oh yes, there's a lovely, actually some positive news for a change, which is nice. There's a beautiful post going around on social media from the Arsenal Disability Supporters Association. I'm not sure if you guys had a chance to see this. So a man called David, who was a member of the LFC Accessibility Support Team, who was covering the away end for the game against Arsenal, spent the game signing to a deaf Arsenal fan, and after the match they shook hands and shared a bit of an embrace, which is beautiful to see. Now, massive respect to the Arsenal Disability Supporters Association for that, putting that post up, and of course to Liverpool for having that team in place, and to the gentleman David who was signing for that deaf Arsenal fan. It's lovely to see those little moments, isn't it? That they had an embrace, they shook hands afterwards. And we see a lot of negative stuff around football social media. Well, there are some good news stories out there as well, and this was one of them. I was so pleased to see it. A wonderful moment, so well done to everybody concerned there, and beautiful stuff. Love it. You love to see that type of thing in the game. Am I banned? Well, how could you be, mate? Your comments are literally in the fucking stream. How could you be banned if you're able to read your own comments on the screen ahead of you? Am I invisible? Am I here? Is life real? Are we all just a figment of our imagination? No, mate, you're not banned. You are there in the flesh, live. It was brilliant post. Good. There is some good in the world, said Liz Golden. It was great to see. I love those type of stories, Liz. I love positivity being put out there. So yeah, well done to everybody concerned. Leno is an underrated goalkeeper. I just think he's bang average, if I'm being honest, mate. That's my view on Leno. But he may well improve. John Gott said, probably been asked this already. Any news on Alisson? Just that Kloppo said he's off crutches, mate. He will be returning to light training, and fingers crossed we'll get some good news after the international break. Craig, could you imagine if we had Mbappe and Sancho, Mane, Salah and Firmino? Oh mate, I nearly need tissues. Would you stop saying that to me, Tiernan? That is that would be delicious, wouldn't it, mate? That would be class. Craig, there is no spoon. I don't get that. Am I missing a reference there, Stephen? It's the Twilight fan zone. I can't remember how the soundtrack to that goes, mate. Yeah, I don't remember the soundtrack to the Twilight Zone. How do I not remember that? That's going to bug me now. Craig, you should grow a beard. I can't. I can't. I'm 37 years of age, mate, and I can't grow a fucking beard. I'd have like a little bit here and a bit here, but like I'd have patches all over my face. If I could grow a beard, I would be sitting here with a full-on beard, trust me. But I can't grow a beard. Yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. I don't think Leno was top class, said Gonads. I think he's average. He's alright. He's not the worst. He's not the best. He's alright. The full season said, I was in the disabled section at Wembley to see Liverpool beat Everton, dragged the guy from his chair in an embrace when we won 3-2. I love those type of positive stories, mate. The world needs more hugs, more love and more positive stuff out there like that. Can you please explain why David Luiz has just been found headfirst in the wheelie bin after last night? I don't know. He's probably still trying to blame the wheelie bin for that situation though. Christopher McVicker said, we're not really here. This is all just a computer simulation and we're being controlled by aliens and they'll get bored and turn us off. It's not. I can't rule it out, mate. I can't say it's not there. None of us know. Freaky shit. Freaky shit. And on a true Geordie kind of way. Oh, I had to get that in. I think he'd appreciate that kind of humour, though. Who do I think is better, Trent or Dani Alves? Trent. Obviously, I'm going to say Trent. Dani Alves is great, but I love Trent. Craig, your picture looks like a white John Barnes. Maybe it's the kit that's making you think that way, because when I see that kit, I do think of John Barnes as well, to be fair. David Luiz is Screech. I meant to say to you earlier on, Stephen, I seen that post on Twitter. Do you know Screech was arrested? I think he tried to stab somebody or something, or he was caught with a knife. I'm being genuine here. The actor that played Screech from Saved by the Bell was arrested for doing something with a knife. I can't remember exactly what it was, but look, that is a true story. Trent all day, every day, said Cameron. Barca might be Champions League favourites. Why? Because they went and signed fucking Griezmann. They'll get bitch slapped when they come up against the Reds again, mate. Do you know what I mean? They were lucky to get the 3-0 in Barcelona. They didn't deserve that scoreline. And then they came and capitulated. I don't buy into all this nonsense. I watched that Barcelona game. And there was at least 3 instances I can think of that Barca should have had a yellow card and didn't get one. De Jong pulled somebody back by the shirt, didn't get a yellow for it. Who was it? I can't remember which player it was clean through on goal for Betis. And Barcelona centre-back Piqué came across and fouled him, should have been sent off, wasn't, got a yellow. And then there was another couple of situations. They get away with too much in Spain. The referees just bow down to them and haven't got the balls to actually referee the game properly. So I wouldn't be worried about Barcelona. Great team, great players, but... Well, no, actually, let me scratch that again. Great players, but I wouldn't say a great team. I hope you understand what I mean by that. I mean, collectively, loads of great footballers, but when put together, I don't know, are they a great team? I would back Liverpool's mentality over Barcelona's any day of the week. How much do you think Trent is worth? We actually touched on this earlier on, Colin. I think around 70 million, 75 million was the rough guesstimation. Liz said he tried to rob somebody at knife point. I knew I wasn't imagining that story. Yeah, Screech from Saved by the Bell. How mad is that? Screech! I wonder what Lisa Turtle thinks about that. She's probably disgusted with her little screechy poo. The Barca game was pure ecstasy, said Chris. Mate, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll never forget that game. I'm so happy I got to share it with you guys on here as well. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. My wife came in with tissues at the end of it. Like, it was class. Unbelievable. Arsenal play like a bunch of Kelly Kapowskis, said Neil Anthony. I had such a crush on her, mate. Such a fucking crush on her growing up. Her and Katie Holmes, who, from when she was in Dawson's Creek. Do I think Mike Dean is a good ref? No, every ref in the Premier League outside of Michael Oliver is pretty much dog shit, in my opinion. I like his enthusiasm for what he does. I like seeing him celebrating Tranmere Rovers winning, but no, I don't think he's a good ref. I think most of the referees in the Premier League are pretty average. I think Michael Oliver's the best of the bunch. I'm quite new to the channel. Do you do a tactic show? No, not the kind of channel we are, mate. There are people out there that can do that infinitely better than us, and we try and play to our strengths. So the Anfield rap, for instance, I mean, I sit back in awe sometimes and listen to the show when they had Sean Rogers on and stuff, the Tuesday review. Some of the stuff that they do is absolutely exceptional. So I would recommend highly that if that's the type of stuff that you're into, I mean, come give us a try as well. But for that type of stuff, Redmen TV, the Anfield rap, they got you covered for that in-depth tactical stuff. They're brilliant at it. Any Cada news? I can't find anything. A hip injury, Craig. He's still keeping him out. Again, international break. He's hoped to be back after the international break, but still out with a hip injury at the minute. We went through Harry Wilson, went through that. I think I've done everything in my notes, and we still have 20 minutes to go. So, ladies and gents, keep your comments coming. Where are we at now? Bear with me 2 seconds. Right, we've got, just over 300 people in the chat. We're 14 away from 21,800. If there are 14 people that haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do hit that button. Help us get to our next 100 target and give us an old thumbs up. Can I get your opinion? Do you think we'll win the Champions League this year? I mean, I'm never arrogant enough to say that we're going to win anything, buddy, but we've got a good chance, Camsy. We've a very good chance, mate. This team, it's almost built for European competition. The head-to-head over two legs. When we, with Anfield at the European night, you can never write us off against anybody. I mean, 3-0 down against Barcelona, and we come back and we win that 4-0 to go through. So you've got to put us up there. And we were in the final the year before as well, so we have a very, very good chance at it. But it's a really open competition. Like I said last year, City could win it, Liverpool could win it, Barca may win it, Juventus are in with a shout. You can never rule out Atletico with their defensive capabilities. I'm probably forgetting another club or two. PSG are never going to win it. We don't even need to have that conversation. Bayern, I think they're still too far away. Yeah, probably those 5 clubs that I spoke about there. Depending on how Real get on this season, I have no idea what to expect from them. Is Keita becoming injury prone? This is bothersome. He has not a great start to his Liverpool career from that perspective, mate. I'm not going to just come on and lie. But I don't like to class anybody as injury prone. It could just be unlucky. I don't know. I hope not. I hope that he can get a run of games and show us what he's capable of, because I've every belief in that man. I think he's an exceptional footballer. But he's missed some games with injury, so I don't want to call anyone injury prone. But I hope he isn't less this season. I hope we get to see him more. I mean, less injuries. I hope we get to see him play more. How many trophies do you think we'll win by the end of the season? Right, so we've got Super Cup in the bank. I'm backing us to win the World Club Cup as well, or the World Club Championship. So let's go with 2 there. And then one of the major ones would be nice at least. So whether that's the Premier League or the Champions League. So if we ended the season with, let's just say, one major trophy, for argument's sake, let's say the Premier League. Premier League, Super Cup, World Club Championship, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that for a season, to be fair. Decent run in the Cups, let the youngsters get some minutes. And whatever other competition, like if we win the Premier League, to go maybe quarter, semis in the Champions League would be great as well. But we are greedy. We're a greedy bunch, and we should be. We should be expecting a lot from this team. Aidan Andrews said we've never lost a 2-legged tie in Europe under Jurgen Klopp. True. Europa League, got to the final. Champions League, 2 finals. You're right, mate. Tom Mogg said Ronaldo looks like he's beginning to decline. Well, yeah, look, Father Time catches up with everybody eventually, doesn't it? I hope we get Real Madrid soon. We need to smack Ramos, cough, cough. Real Madrid out unfinished business, said Yasser. We beat them. Simple. We get Real Madrid, we beat them over 2 legs. I would have no doubt in my mind about that whatsoever. Lens-based media said Keita could be a new Rob Jones. So much potential, but injuries. Yeah, Rob Jones, Fabio Aurelio, somebody we spoke about as well the other day, who I think would have been amazing if you hadn't had those injuries. Jim Beglin as well, career was blighted, cut short because of an injury. Yeah, look, football history is littered with players who unfortunately have had that bad luck with injuries. The AFCON messed up Keita. Shouldn't have gone, Aidan. I agree with you. He shouldn't have gone. He wasn't ready. Much like Mo Salah wasn't ready for the World Cup at Egypt. But these guys are so proud to play for the countries that they want to go and do their best. And as people with feelings, you can understand that. You can understand why Mo wants to do his country proud as a proud Egyptian. You can understand as a proud Ghanaian why Naby Keita wants to go and represent his country. But pushing that aside, just looking at it with a cold perspective, shouldn't have gone. Neither of them should have gone to those tournaments. But, in the moment when they want to do well for the countries, you can understand them wanting to go, but they shouldn't have. That's my opinion. Ala Madrid said the top 3, Liverpool, Barca, because City and PSG are clowns and Madrid not good enough. I like your honesty, mate. As a Madrid fan, I really appreciate that. Brian Morrissey said João Felix is a fucking superstar, worth every penny they paid. What a player already. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch this guy's career. And Atletico did put down a shit ton of money to get that kid, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he gets on. Dara said Anthony Yard showed heart, Craig. He did. 8th round, I think, Dara, that he could have had Kovalev out of there. And he did show heart. And he went to Kovalev's backyard in Russia for the fight. And you got to give him credit for that. He was outskilled for a lot of the fight, but you're right, he did show heart and probably gained a lot of fans after that fight. So well done to Anthony Yard, well done to Sergei Kovalev. And it'll be interesting to see what's up next. Kate said, can we bring back Wilson in January? I don't know if there's a break clause, Kate, in the loan agreement with Bournemouth. I doubt it, because it would leave Bournemouth a little bit short. But I don't know, is the honest answer, Kate. I don't think we will bring him back, but I don't know if there's a clause in there that would allow us to cut it short. Just want to see Liverpool win the league now, said Jan. Agopa said City were lucky today. Yeah, I mean, at times maybe, but I think they deserve to win the game. Good shout on Beglin. Oh, look, I like Jim Beglin. I like him as a commentator. I loved him watching back at his career. Really unfortunate that it was cut so short, and he's somebody I'd like to have a chat with someday. I mean, I never really speak about wanting to interview people, but even if it was never recorded, I would love to sit down and have a chat with Jim Beglin. I always thought Reece was better than Aurelio. I didn't rate John Arne Reece, mate, as a footballer at Liverpool. I thought he was frustrating. He took too many shots from distance. And I thought we've had many, many better left backs over the years than John Arne Reece. And some of the stuff, well, I don't really want to get into that actually, but yeah, not his biggest fan. Don't dislike him, just don't feel that strongly about him like some other people do. Peter Van der Shan said, I missed Soccer AM with Helen Chamberlain. I read that Ian Brodie from the Lightning Seeds was going to be on Soccer AM, but that he was going to be playing music on Soccer AM. When did they start that? I mean, love Ian Brodie, love the Lightning Seeds. Actually really liked Soccer AM back in the day as well, but when did they start bringing in music to it? Like, I mean, I don't know. How do we feel about that? We can recall Wilson and send Shaqiri to Bournemouth, said Press Salah. I saw him play further forward. The free kick against United was great, said Familiar to Billions. Good night, Will. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. Lenspace Media said Beglin's a bit of a knob, met him a few times, great player. Do you know what? Interestingly enough, and I don't want to name names here, but you're not the first, second, or even third person to say that to me. Now, I've never had any first-hand experience with Jim Beglin, so I'm not going to cast any aspersions about the man's character, but in honesty, you're not the first person to say that to me. Who's the best Liverpool centre-back ever? Alan Hansen, maybe. Van Dijk can get up there, but for me, I would say Alan Hansen. Mr. A said Reece and Finnan as wingers on the Rafa, defensive at times, felt for Gerrard. I absolutely love Steve Finnan. Really, look, pushing aside the Irish bias there, I absolutely loved him as a player for Liverpool. Who's been your favourite left back apart from Robbo? Who's been my favourite? I really, really liked Aurelio, as I said earlier on. Do you know that's one I'd have to stew on? Who'd be my favourite left back at Liverpool? I don't know, let me have a think about that, mate, and get back to you. I don't want to just spout out a quick answer because it's something I've never given much thought to, but it is an interesting question. Let me have a think about that and get back to you. A lot of people as well saying about Alan Hansen being the best centre back that they'd seen at Liverpool. 210 record said John Arne was class. Was he though? Really? Was he? I don't know. I don't remember him being class. I remember him being decent, and he was a decent player. I'm not going to say he was shit, far from it, but I don't have the love in from that I would have for a Daniel Agger, for instance. I don't get that. I don't have that buy-in to him personally. Stephen Booker said Ron Yates for centre back. Aidan Andrews said Reece's final ball was dodgy. Does Milner count? I suppose you could technically count him, Brad, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't make the best left back for Liverpool because he cut back inside far too much at times. Steve Staunton said Neil Anthony. Alan Kennedy at left back's a good shout from Craig Adams. Finnan could whip a lovely ball in, said Liam. He was just Mr. Consistency for us. United had Dennis Irwin. We had Steve Finnan. Jonathan Davey said Milner is good in every position. He is. I bet you the fucker could even play in goal, mate. Aurelio was a Rolls Royce in the body of a rusty ladder. He was class. He really was. What do I think of Arbeloa? Good value player. I mean, you don't go on, play for Liverpool and then go on and play for Real Madrid without having something about you. So, yeah, probably somebody that was maybe underrated by some people. Probably myself included. But yeah, decent. Decent piece of business having him at the club. Hard to beat a bit of match of the day, said Shay Trainer. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with match of the day. Sometimes I look at it. I quite like Gary Lineker, if I'm being honest about it. Putting aside his stupidity at BT and his fucking nose up Lionel Messi's backside, that's alright. He's a former Barca player, I get that. But I don't mind Lineker. He's not the worst of them. I generally think he does more good than bad. And I think he seems like a decent enough fella. But some of the people like Jermaine Genius, no time from. Danny Murphy, no time from. Alan Shearer, hit and miss. Ian Wright, I like Ian Wright, if the truth be told. I know we had some stuff with the Sun, but, you know, that's one thing. But all in all, Ian Wright looks like a good lad. Yeah, I don't know, as I said, love-hate relationship for me with match of the day. Nickel said Agopa. Rob Jones, somebody else, great right back. Sticky and Bjornaby, there's a blast from the past. I love Patrick Berger, doesn't get spoken about enough, said Mr. A. The housewife's favourite, Paddy Berger. What a wonderful head of hair as well. And look, just an incredible footballer. Jason O'Neill said, Craig, the worst guy I met was Robbie Keane. Met him before Liverpool versus Spurs with the misses and he was a dog. His words, not mine. I played against Robbie Keane when I was younger, but I didn't ever have a chat with him. Yeah, it's always a shame, isn't it, when situations like that happen. And look, everybody can have a bad day. I don't know if Robbie Keane that day had a bad day, but yeah, it is a shame when you see sometimes you meet an idol or somebody who you look up to and you feel a bit let down after it. I always feel sad when that happens. Craig, if Karius' loan ends, he's not on loan. We need to get this out of our fucking heads about Karius. He's on a loan to buy. So once he clicks a certain amount of games for Besiktas, they have an obligation to buy him. I think the fee, if I remember correctly, is around 12 million. And even if he comes back to Liverpool, if they don't do all that, he will be immediately sold out the door, probably back to Germany. So don't give Karius a second's thought, mate. Unless, of course, you want to follow his career, in which case, have at it. I mean, I've said this many, many times, I've no ill feelings towards Loris Karius whatsoever. I hope he has a wonderful career. But he's not coming back to Liverpool. We need to get that out of our heads. Scotty said Aurelio was his favourite left back. Gonad said Aurelio, the first Brazilian to score for Liverpool. Jan said different game nowadays. Players are asked to do more and play differently, so it's a bit unfair to say who's the best. Yeah, it's like in most sports, mate. It's really hard to compare people of different eras, isn't it? Like in boxing, for instance, people talking about Muhammad Ali, people talking about Mike Tyson, people talking about Roy Jones Jr., people talking about Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, it's very hard to compare people of different eras, and probably not right to do so. Just enjoy them. Do you think Jake Humphries from BT is a bell end? No, I think he's one of my favourite presenters. Honestly, he is. I like Jake Humphries. I think he says things at times that go against the grain, but that he believes in. And I don't like anyone who's a puppet, and I don't like anybody who I think is being spoon-fed what to say. I like Jake Humphries. Yeah, he'd be one of my favourite presenters personally. Agger in his prime, said Bernadette Farrell. Oof, Danny Agger. Another, what we could class as a Rolls Royce. I mean, and somebody who loved the club dearly as well. Still does love the club dearly. Torres was class for us, but let down by forcing the move, said Jonathan Davies. Yeah, prime Fernando Torres at Liverpool. Sensational. You can't say anything but. Karius is good where he is simple. Or when he's simple, I think you meant to say. Graham Singer said, honestly, Craig, I'll get back and give you dates when you can get a ticket for Anfield. You don't have to take it, but I'll tell you when it's there. 2 weeks notice, so you have time. Yes, mate. As much notice as possible would be amazing. I don't... How do I like... It would be very hard for me to accept a ticket to Anfield and leave Connor and not go with Connor. But mate, just get in contact whenever anything like that's available, and it will be eternally appreciated, Graham. Thank you. What if we don't sign anybody next summer? Why have that mindset, mate? Let's relax, see how things go, and look forward to next summer when next summer comes. We've an entire season of football ahead of us. Sugar Ray Robinson, Litmanen was quality, said Stephen Booker. Hated it at the time, really appreciate the lesson now, said Lens-Based Media. I don't know what that one's about, buddy. Chris Sutton has got to be up there with the worst. Yeah, he's a prat. Don't like Chris Sutton at all. He talks complete nonsense a lot of the time. Again, another person that says things to be sensationalist. Robbie Savage, you could put in that department as well. Agger was injured, teeth knocked out, stitches in his head, and always played on. He was a warrior. Yep, love Danny Agger. Unlike I said, I didn't really have the buy-in for John Arnorisa. I do for Daniel Agger. Love Daniel Agger. Would I go on Redmen if I went to Anfield? If they asked me to go on like anywhere else, mate, as I said, my door is always open. Here, if anybody wants me to do anything with them except for AFTV, yeah, happy to do it. I think the lads at Redmen are great. The Anfield Rap are great. Nothing but love, as I said before, to people that make content. But yeah, I've never heard from them. I don't even... Well, actually, I know that they know we exist because I've heard them mention it before to somebody. But I've no idea if they like the channel, don't like the channel, if they think I'm a dickhead. I genuinely haven't got a clue. Do I like Stephen Craigan? Who's he? I don't know who he is, Scotty. Or at least I can't remember who he is at this moment in time. Sammy Hippia was amazing. Deserves a shout. Love Sammy Hippia. Oh my God. Love him. I mentioned earlier on that Jordan Henderson is the third Liverpool captain to reach the 100-game milestone in the Premier League. Hippia was the other one. And then obviously Stevie G. Love Sammy Hippia. Absolutely love him. Gareth Crooks. Dion Dublin. I don't mind Dion Dublin so much. Gareth Crooks, I'm not a fan of, really, to be honest. I hope we get Jadon Sancho next summer. That front three would be lethal, said Sully. I would love that, mate. Jadon Sancho, Kai Havertz, Kylian Mbappe for being really greedy. Any of those three would be great. Did not like Niall Quinn. He was the worst, said Joseph. I don't know. When I think of Niall Quinn, I immediately think of fucking Daz adverts. Anyone in Ireland will understand where I'm going with that. No problem, Craig. I can get the whole season list. Guys supported in Dundee for some reason travelled up there. Oh, brilliant. Graham, AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com, mate. Hit me up anytime by email. Or if you're on Twitter, mate, let me know and we can have a chat on there. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Far Isle, I will catch up with you very soon, buddy. The fan cam. Fuck off. I'm not going on no fan cam, mate. Nah, if they want me, I'm coming in to sit down and do a fucking interview with them. I'm not going on fan cam. No, I don't actually like fan cams. Actually, Brad, if I'm being blunt about it, I don't like them as a rule. Not having a dig at any one channel. I just think they bring out moments that don't show fan bases in the greatest of light, if you get where I'm coming from. So no, I wouldn't go on a fan cam. Again though, I don't want that to sound like a dig at Redman, because it isn't. It's one of the things about fan content I'm not really a fan of. What about Steve Finnan? Loved him. Michael Owen, can't deny that he was great when he played for Liverpool. There's no coming back from signing for United for me though. There just isn't. The Newcastle thing, could have gotten over that. Yeah, sorry. You signed for United. That for me was the end of any fondness I could look back on for Michael Owen. Yeah, I'll never say he wasn't a great footballer, but yeah, the fondness isn't there. I'm a Robbie Fowler boy, really. Niall Quinn played for every single Sunderland fan to get home and away when the games they were stranded. I did not know that. I know he was part of an Irish consortium that bought Sunderland with the guy that owns the what's the fucking pub up in Dundrum? Charlie Chalk. He was part of a consortium with Charlie Chalk and a few other investors who bought Sunderland at one point. The Goat Grill, that's the name of the pub. But yeah, I didn't know that. That is class. That is a nice touch. VVD reminds me of Sammy Hippier so much, says UK lad. There's a touch of class about him. There really is. More than a touch. Steve Finnan at my solicitor's building shouted out his name. He legged it. He's in some construction building business. I think with his brother, if I remember correctly. Wasn't there... Remember they were looking for him when they were doing the reunion. There was this whole where is Steve Finnan kind of thing. Steve Nicol. Yeah, as a footballer, brilliant. As a pundit, oh God, he annoys me. My friend worked for Sunderland website making promo videos. He said Quinn was great. Good. I like it. That's the type of stuff you want to hear. Well in. And thank you for sharing that. Who's the worst referee in the Premier League? Oh, Jesus. That's like a who's who of shit referees. Who's the one that... I never remember their names. Who's the one that's clearly overweight and can't keep up with the games and runs within 1/3 of the pitch pretty much the entire time? Oh, what is his name? Every time I see him, I think, how the fuck are you a referee, mate? He just can't keep up with the games. It's how he passes the fitness test every year, I will not know. I cannot think of the man's name, though. I'm sure somebody... John Moss. Like a legend. There you are, Press Salah. John Moss, yeah. He's awful. Michael Oliver's my favourite Premier League referee. Craig Pawson is dog shit. Kevin Friend is dog shit. John Moss, not a fan of his. Look, and saying this, I'm here saying that they're dog shit and I'm here saying that they're terrible. I fully understand and appreciate what a difficult job it is to be a referee. I mean, I don't envy them at all. It is a very, very tough job. Aidan Andrews said ESPN is the worst of everything when it comes to football. I sometimes look at Steve Nicol stuff and just go, oh mate, seriously? Shut the fuck up. You can tell he just says some things just for a soundbite or just for a clip or just for something that he knows is going to get into the news. Craig, would you say when Fowler and Owen are in the studio, Fowler sees him and just thinks prick in his head? I have no idea, mate. It wouldn't be fair of me to guess that. I haven't got a clue. Clattenburg was a good referee. I actually liked Mark Clattenburg when he was a referee. I thought he was good. It was actually a loss to English football, I think, when Mark Clattenburg left. Graham Pole, 3 yellows. Oh, I mean, you could go right back to the days where you had, what's his name, Jeff fucking... what's that gobshite's name? There was some... I'm going right back. Who was the referee who was the secondary school principal? I mean, I'm going way back here now. When the Premier League first came out and about, what was the man's name? Somebody who was a principal of a secondary school. I can't think of his name. Yeah, but I can see him in my head. Subi said he likes Michael Oliver as well. David Ellery, that could have been him, Stephen Booker. David Ellery, I think it might have been David Ellery, you know. The sin bin rules for ref, respect in, David Ellery. Yeah, look, I do think referees need to be shown a lot more respect by players. A lot more. Winter, God, he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible as a referee. Pierluigi Collina is the gold standard of refereeing. He is the best referee that has ever stepped on a football pitch, bar none. Quality, absolute quality. Took no shit off of nobody. Put the frighteners up everybody and was class. I mean, just the best. Pierluigi Collina, hands down, best referee ever. Jeff Winter, yeah, horrendous. Ellery sent Keane off umpteen times, said Elijah John 5. What happened to coming off of the nearest exit? Yeah, players are taking the piss with that a little bit, Prez, aren't they? And it's been mentioned in commentary as well. It's like they're like, oh, am I supposed to? And I seen somebody was booked for that today. One of the Newcastle players, I think, was booked for not getting off the pitch quick enough. Nickel sounds like a grumpy old man, said 210 Records. Right, look, ladies and gents, it has gone past our usual finish time, so I'm going to call it a night. As always, if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button before you head off and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you're signing up to Football Index, use the link in the description below and enter the code AA to get your bonus of 10% on your player purchases in the first month. Also, you'll get that protection of up to £1,000 loss. It is a gambling product, 18 plus, UK and Ireland residents only. And when the fun stops, BeGambleAware.org is there if you have any issues with gaming. But most importantly, I want to know if you've signed up later on. Let me know what your thoughts are on the product, because I need this feedback as well to give on to the guys. So thank you, as always, for your time. I will chat to you wonderful people tomorrow. Won't be doing Tuesday, so tomorrow will be, the last day for a few days. So look, I hope to see you tomorrow 9:30. Had some fun tonight, ladies and gents. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.